All right, everyone. It's been a little bit since I've did some battle reports. Just life and the real world got me a little busy, but I've also tried to do a new format here, working on some Bushido. So I played my first game a little bit ago. I want to cover. I guess it's my first official game of playing Bushido. My Prefecture of Ryu against some Kitsune, some fox guys. So I'll try to cover what I can. This is, like I said, it's my first game, so still learning a lot. But let's get into it. Hey, like, subscribe, and comment. I've got a few more battle reports down the pipeline. I'm gonna try to get to them when I can. But yeah, let's just get to it. Just 100 rice, basic scenario with 3 objectives. Yeah, this is my first. I had a training game. So this is my first real game, so expect a lot of tactical mistakes. So let's just look at the army lists here. So for my prefecture, so I did run the prefecture patrol. That didn't really come into play, I think, because he didn't have any fear. Just so you know, I have really no idea what I'm doing. I just sort of grabbed some models that I thought were cool. So I'm running basically some Ashigaru along with 2 sort of more elite samurai as well. Let's just go into those. So I've got Takeshi Hiro, who's just mainly like a combat guy. He's the big thing I've noticed with Prefecture is I have a lot of armor. It's a pretty armored faction, so he's just, as best I can tell, just a really good samurai. So I'm running with him, and then I'm running my second one, which is, I guess it's Takeshi Hagane. I'm probably butchering these names, and yeah, she's again just basically another decently pretty powerful samurai, so she's got that one as well. I know they have all these key feats, just, I probably didn't use the right ones in the right time, so still learning this game. Actually, I then just have just a regular old Ito Ashigaru, who are just really solid for 12 rice. I mean, like, when I was looking at it, just 3 melee attack and 3 armor alone, along with the phalanx, thing's really good for 12 rice. I then have Jin, who is sort of a special character Ashigaru. She generates a pass token, which I think I could have done a lot better with, but I didn't. So I'm still learning the game. I've got Hiromasa, who's sort of like a Ashigaru sergeant, I guess. So he gives like a little bonus to Ashigaru. I don't think it really comes into play. Like my opponent didn't run anything with fear, so I don't think it mattered. So there, yeah, he's got just a pistol and his little Yari, and I think he's decent for like 16 rice. So then we've got Ima, who is another Ashigaru. Now she's 6 rice, so she's more used as like a cheap person. So she's just a really cheap Ashigaru that I'm using. Minero is basically one of my shooting. He's pretty decent. The big thing, he's just got that arquebus, which is that that's +4 shooting, along with 2 armor. Again, for 12 rice, this guy's pretty good. He's got his 3 shots per minute, which is basically like if he spends 3 ki, he can just remove all the reload markers and then like shoot 2 times in a row. So, all right, for my opponent, first of all, I just want to show, man, his paint job is so good. I love his paint job here. Now, so the thing with Kitsune is that a lot of them have both human and fox form. I'm mainly going to show the human form stats because they spend most of the battle in human form, but they can like translate through. So, but yeah, just look at some of these models he painted. They look great here. All right, so yeah, he has, again, he's there's a lot that's going on, but I do know that he has like shenanigans. So this is sort of like a shenanigan army. He does have this test of the fox at like once per turn. I have to pass a test. I think I passed most of these tests. So these actually worked against me. I rolled great, and I actually ended up just like I think I got like an extra key, I think, for it. So the tests don't really come into play, but yeah, every turn you can do that. So we've got this white-faced fox, and again, I'm just showing you his human form. He's an archer, but he's also like he's got a katana. He's like decent all-around stats. They're a lot more of sort of like dodgy. One of the things that's a big difference between our armies is my guys mostly have armor, and his guys don't. But again, this is a shenanigan army. I know he can do a lot, but yeah, so this is sort of a ranged combat hybrid fighter. We've then got Juko. Juko is Yeah, he's got where. Oh, I forgot, but he was doing something where I know it's shenanigans. I'm not quite sure how this works, but yeah, he again just sort of like thrown dagger. It's sort of a finesse army, um, and then we've got Kyoto. So I'm just showing his human form. The big thing I think with this one is, oh jeez, I forgot. I think it's got like some decent hand in hand, but he's like a spellcaster, I believe. Where, yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot going on with this army. I know there's some combos that you can do with it. So the Nine-Tailed Fox, the big thing with this one is he's got like nine. I think this guy lets you take some damage and then re-roll dice. So I know throughout the battle he was like re-rolling dice, and again, like not a great hand-to-hand person. So this is Takiro. So this is his main melee guy. So he's like a double glaive combo attack. Melee 3. So pretty good. And again, he's got his shapeshift. So this is sort of one of his damage dealers, I think. And then we've got Tengoko, which is the queen. So she is basically a spellcaster. The big thing she's got that she uses a lot is like either she uses seduction, or she's also got like a one that where she's got like a ranged attack, I think, with ill fortune. Yeah, she's got other shenanigans that she can do, but she's mainly like, but she also has got really hard melee attack at +4 melee. So, but she's mainly a ranged attack and spellcaster that she'll be using here. And yeah, let's just look at the setup here. Like I said, I am not familiar with this game. I just sort of let my opponent do what he was going to be doing. Now, all his guys that they start out in their fox forms. And you can see they are going to basically move up really fast. So their fox form lets them sort of move up really fast. And then they can like transform with one key to get in their human form. So some of his guys are in their fox forms, and then they're going to like move up fast and then transform. So keep that in mind. So for my guys, I just had my two samurai sort of going up the left by themselves, and I had my Ashigaru all sort of clumped together because I have those. A lot of my Ashigaru get bonuses if they're attacking, if they're sort of outnumbering their opponents. So that's sort of what's going on there. All right, turn 1, and I think the Kitsune get to go first. Let's just look here. Yeah, he just starts moving up. Turn 1 is pretty straightforward, and since they were all I'm just going to skip through a lot. So one thing he does here is that he moves up really fast. He transforms with his fox. So he's like already on turn 1. He's on the objective. And I'm just, I'm a lot slower than him, so I'm just moving up while he is also moving up. So I'm just going to skip through a lot of this on turn 1 because it's us just basically moving up. Again, he uses his fox form to run up to the objective really fast. My Shigaru just, they're just kind of moving up. And again, some of his spellcasters are staying back. You can just see here in my Ashigaru, they've all just sort of moved up. I'm keeping my samurai back. And again, he's fast. In his fox form, he's a lot faster than me. Afterwards, I start moving up my samurai. I do have more models than him. So I actually burn a pass token as well. I don't use pass tokens as much as I probably should. But yeah, I'm moving up my samurai. At this point, since he got to the objective, he spends an activation and captures that objective. So the scoring in Bushido is a little complicated, but yes, he is basically grabbed an objective. I think they score on turn 4 and 6 or 3 and 5. Like I said, but yeah, and so as for our second activations, remember in Bushido, every model gets 2 activations. So again, I used my other ones just to start running. So I actually just run Ima. Ima is sort of like my chaff. So I run to get to the objective. He goes ahead and just charges in his fox form. He transfers in. Now this is his hybrid fighter. And then from there, I think he attacks, but he misses Ima, which worked out very well for me. I'm just continuing to just move up with my Ashigaru. As he also is moving up, I'm just moving up Ashigaru as well. And yeah, he's moving up his fox. The first turn is a lot about us just moving up towards the objectives. This is moving up his Kami Spirit. I think this is his Kami Spirit. That's just me trying to get my Arquebusier in a good shooting range. He moves up his Queen. And yeah, I just start. A lot of the first turn is us just basically moving up towards the objective. And so that's the end of the first turn. You can see he's basically got to the objective on the left and is able to capture it. And then I also move. I do love the objective mechanics in this game, where you have to spend an activation and you can't be around people. So I would say this. I like this game a lot. I love the double activations and I love the objective mechanic. But as you can see here, it's just us sort of moving closer to the objective. And yeah, that's just showing here where the big battle is probably going to happen over here. But watch out for this fox because you know they're fast and yeah, he's you got to be careful. All right, so turn 2. Let's see what we got going on here. So first thing here is my main samurai just goes ahead and charges that archer fox. I forget some of the names. I almost kill him. Like I take him down to 1 wound left. So I do. No, I'm sorry. I actually don't roll well. I'm sorry. We're counting the other way. Actually, I only do 1 wound on this fox here. So he does survive. Actually, he moves up and he has his spellcaster. That's that one with the orange and blue. That's his spellcast. He actually uses a spell to control one of my samurais. So the big thing here is that a control says the next time on their next turn they can activate it and basically activate one of my samurai. So that's a really powerful ability, and I don't want. So she's got all her ki. So one thing I know is I want to burn all her ki, so at least she can't attack me with a lot of ki. So what I do is I just go ahead and just charge into the spellcaster. I do like a full attack. I actually take 4 damage myself, and I do 4. The big thing I do with this samurai is that I burn all of her ki. I don't want her. I don't want him activating her with any ki left. So, but we both take damage, about 4 apiece. She then just uses that activation, that control token. She walks over and she hits my samurai in the back. But I think because she didn't have any ki, I don't think she does any damage. Either she misses or I think the armor blocks it. And then my Ashigaru, they just start trying to they gank the. So the one thing, I have more models than him, and that's a really big deal in this game. So I know he gains pass tokens, but I actually gain some pass tokens through Jin as well. So Jin is pretty nice in the sense that I can get that extra pass token. Anyway, my Ashigaru charges and misses that fox. He has his small fox walk up and wounds Ima, but Ima is doing really well just for 6 survives. She survived a few attacks, especially with no armor. So she takes 3 or 4 wounds, but she's still alive, which is really good for her. I've been having the luck on the rolls. At this point I just have my Ashigaru. This is the kind of the sergeant. He walks up and he basically attacks that archer fox. That archer fox is already wounded and goes ahead and just kills him. So, and that's the guy with the pistol. So that's my little sergeant there. And yeah, at this point, through some pass tokens, actually he moves up. I think my opponent passed. So he just moves up again and actually he kills the other fox. So this little Ashigaru sergeant is able to, in 2 activations, kill 2 models. I think my opponent either used a pass token or did something else that missed. Now, this is his halberd fox, the one that had grabbed the objective on the first turn. Again, a lot of speed with these guys. So he just charges and he actually just kills. He just one-shots and kills this guy. So he is dead. But he took out 2 models with him. So I have my guy with the arquebus. He shoots that fox, but he misses. And yeah, at this point, the queen moves up. I think she casts a spell, but it doesn't do anything. So at this point, my Ashigaru, he gained a key from one of the trials of the fox. So he burns 3 keys and removes all the reload tokens. Remember, in this game, if you shoot, you have reloads. So that's the thing in this game. Shooting is sort of balanced by weapons, especially like my Aquabus, have reload. So I use this 3 rounds per minute, remove all the reload tokens. I shoot the fox again, but I miss. So I wasn't able, I mean, if that thing hits, it's really good. But yeah, I missed twice. All right, so the fox spirit charges my samurai. I mean, this samurai only has 2 wounds left, but I think between the armor, she didn't take any damage, and that's the big thing that I'm noticing so far is that a lot of my guys have armor, and a lot of his guys don't. So my other Ashigaru moves up around with this is a fox with like a harp or I'll be honest, like the Kitsune, there's a lot going on with his army that it's very shenanigan and very. So I know he was doing stuff. I just know that. I don't. It's hard to explain basically, but yeah, basically the guy with the guitar, I guess the Ashigaru moves up and attacks him. Does like a wound, I think. Yeah, like wounds the fox. And I think the fox attacks. Oh, I'm sorry. My other Ema attacks and does another wound on him. And yeah, that's the end of turn 2. I got really that one Ashigaru sergeant like killed 2 of his models, and as you can see, he only has 4 models left, while I have I think I still have my complement of 6. And in this game, having more models than your opponent's a big deal. So, really good deal for me. Yeah, turn 3, and with that, we have got the fox. Goes ahead and charges the samurai and kills the girl samurai again. But still, she did okay. She kind of absorbed some damage, especially with that 3 armor. The samurai charges the queen, but misses and actually takes a point of damage himself. I think that queen has like a +4. That Providence is like +4 damage, so it does some wounds to him through his armor. The other halberd then charges Ema and finishes her off as well. Still, for 6 rice, she took a lot of damage. Yeah, I have my Ashigaru. They're just trying to take out this fox with the musical instrument, but so attacking, but also missing. The fox again attacks, but also just misses, or either misses or doesn't do damage. Yeah, and the fox. I think there's. I think either my Ashigaru or the Fox Spirit attack each other. Both of those miss. And then, yeah, at this point, I didn't have some great rolls this turn. My Ashigaru are sort of missing some of these foxes. I think the foxes have things like dodge and stuff too. The queen attacks my samurai, but I think either doesn't do a wound. Yeah, it does 1 wound on the samurai here. So even with her +4 Providence attack, that +3 armor is really helping me out. And yeah, at this point, finally those Ashigaru, because remember, they start getting mounting bonuses for being outnumbered. The other Ashigaru finally hits and kills that fox with the guitar. My gunner attacks the fox spirit in hand-to-hand, but misses. And then, at this point, the Ashigaru then charges the queen and wounds her. So I've put 3. The queen has like some sort of unblockable. She's really good on the defensive. So it's a little hard to hit the queen, but I think just through sort of overwhelming and just remember you get bonuses if you outnumber your opponent. So I do some damage to the queen. That's the recap, and yeah, you can just sort of see how numbers. I did lose some models, but I still have 4 models to his 3, and yeah, it's like I said, I'm doing good in the sense that like outnumbering in this game is really, really important. But still, we're both sort of in the game. And yeah, going into turn 4. All right, so the big thing is that the halberd fox charges the back of my samurai. I think he does some damage, but the armor holds. So one of the big things I'm noticing is just a lot of my guys have armor, and they're just able to absorb that. My Ashigaru then moves and attacks that fox. So technically, I don't think I outnumber him, but I do wound that fox. I did 2 damage on him. At this point, the queen attacks the samurai, and I think wounds him. Yeah, does 2 more wounds. But that 3 armor is just really holding strong. The Ashigaru finally attacks and I think they roll pretty decent and finish off that queen, even with her unblockable. That's a big detriment in this game. And then the other thing is that I think I start rolling a little better. So the previous turn didn't roll great, but this turn I start rolling great. And the Ashigaru moves in and just, again, I'm outnumbering him. And he's also exhausted as well. So I just attack him and I go ahead and just finish off that fox as well. And yeah, that is sort of the end of the game. As you can see here, he's basically down to 1 model and I have like 4. And I think his fox spirit is more of a support guy as well. So in the game, it's a turn for win. Objectives didn't come into play just because I think it was I just sort of won the game at turn 4. I really love the 2 activation system, and I'll be honest, this is definitely a learning game. It took me a little bit. I do need to figure out how to actually do a Bushido battle report because there's a lot. It's different than like OPR. There's a lot going on that I probably skimmed over, and I am still learning the game myself. So some of the things that my opponent was doing, I didn't understand, and so either it succeeded or passed. So definitely a learning game. Just keep that in mind here. I think for some learning points, man, Ashigaru are really good for 12 rice. Just in Ito, Ashigaru feel really good. Like they've got that 3 melee. They've got 3 armor. Like armor in this game it made the difference. Powerful attack. They've got reach native. And this phalanx is really nice with these melee assists to where these, like basically if they outnumber, they can start getting brutal 1 on their attacks. So phalanx is really good. They don't have great ki, but I think between the 3 melee attack and the 3 armor with reach, I mean, they're a really solid figure. Definitely the MVP this game. I still need to learn how to play passively. I think that I was too aggressive. I probably could have used some of my pass tokens, or I didn't think I had to, because I've noticed in this game there is no real benefit. Well, if you have reach on a lot of your guys, there's not a huge benefit to attacking first because you can just either defend. So I need to learn about activations. I think pass tokens are a lot more powerful than I realized, and I just didn't take advantage of them. Shooting felt a little weak. Maybe it's because both of us just rolled bad. I brought that guy with his Aquabus. I think if I hit with it, I would have been more impressed. But I missed 2 times. And I think for me, just armor. Prefecture of Ryu, I picked them because they're a simple faction, and they're just really solid. And a lot of them just have armor, where the foxes didn't. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'd love to get feedback. Like I said, I know I can guarantee you I'm going to try to get better at some of my battle reports for some of these non-OPR games. But yeah, hey, if you're already OPR, always send me army lists. I'm working on some custom armies for OPR after the 3.5 finishes off. All right, thanks, everyone.